How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about SOFI, which ended up seeing a low of $6.14. If you guys remember, I was saying we want to see support hold up around $6.15. So I was off by 1 cent. But of course, I want to make sure I get you guys prepared going into tomorrow. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to be going on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for SOFI. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $6.29, being down 3.97%. On the low, it tested $6.14, and then on the high, testing $6.50. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 48.512 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 46.851 million shares. So we did have above average volume, but you can tell we dealt with a good amount of selling pressure. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it is at 29.54, so it is in that oversold territory. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are below the 200-day, the 100-day, the 50-day, and as well as the 21-day EMA. So what we see so far is in a bear market trading below all of our major moving averages, and we did make another 52-week low as far as testing $6.14. If you guys remember, I was saying I wanted to see if support could hold at $6.15, so I was off by 1 cent. So going into tomorrow, if we continue to have weakness inside of these markets, of course, SOFI, we want to see how well it fares when it tests $6. And if $6 breaks, don't be shocked that you see the stock get down to around $5.68. Again, I know a lot of my long-term investors are keeping an eye on this. Now, if we're looking for a reversal, we're looking for some strength now, we ended up seeing a high at the day of $6.50. So what we want to see from SOFI, is making that move going to $7. This would be key, and it'd be quite the reversal. And then we can get to the 21-day EMA, which is at $7.74. That's where I can say, you know what, bulls will they want to step in control and push this price up further. But as far as for this coming week, I am personally not seeing SOFI making a move going to $8. I want to make sure I'm being clear about that. But if we end up getting to $7, that would be an accomplishment. Now, let's move on to the short interest information. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for SOFI. Scrolling down on the page, green rows indicate new positions, while red rows indicate closed position. So taking a look at the recent filings we have here for the 26th, we have Stratus Wealth Advisors LLC that purchased 20,913 shares, and we also have URTH that purchased 17,018 shares, and then we also have USA that purchased 40,300 shares. And then we could also see that we have 3 institutions that closed out their positions as well. Now, when we take a look at the short interest, the off-exchange short volume ratio is at 35.70%, and then for the off-exchange short volume, it is just over 5.81 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 1 million updated 6 minutes ago, and then for the short borrow-free rate, it is at 1.60%. Taking a look at the history of the short volume, we can see for the close of the 22nd, it is at 39.62, and then for the close of the 25th, being at 35.70. So what this shows us, along with taking the short interest percentage of the float being at 19.61%, SOFI does have short squeeze potential. Now let's move on to the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for SOFI. So we see on the inflow it's at 48.73 million, and then on the outflow it's at 50.38 million. So we had an outflow day. Taking a look at the breakdown, on the large it was 7.20 million, on the medium it was 28.19 million, and then on the small it was 13 7.34 million. Taking a look at the outflow side, you can see on the large it was 5.04 million, and then on the medium it was 32.78 million, and then on the small it was 12.56 million. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for today, April 26, we had an inflow of 2.16 million. Analyzing the numbers even further for the small scale orders that tends to represent the retail side, we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the large, which represents whales, institutions, and funds, we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 5.94%. So this is a consistent range for SOFI, but one thing we have to keep in mind, it did deal with a good amount of selling pressure. The market as a whole wasn't strong whatsoever. We'll talk about it further inside of the final thoughts, so let's get into it right now. So for my final thoughts for SOFI, when it comes to the price action, so it ended up making another 52-week low, testing $6.14. And what we want to see going into tomorrow is this level actually holding up. If it breaks through this level, then of course we want to see support coming in at $6. But if it breaks through $6, then don't be surprised in the near term we start seeing a low of around $5.68. So please add that to your homework, whether you're a trader or you're a long-term investor looking at taking a position. As far as for the upside, if you're looking for a turnaround, then SOFI needs to get back to at least $7. And upon getting to $7, it would need to get to $7.74 to get a possible test going to $8. I myself personally, I am not seeing this for the week. I want to make sure I'm being straight up with you guys. I'm not trying to sell you a dream here. But if we are able to close at $7 by the end of the week, I think that would be a very big accomplishment. But again, we have to play off the price action and see what the market gives us. But for my long-term investors out there, you can continue to keep an eye on this play until it gets to a price point that is right for you. That's why I say do your homework, do your due diligence. But I must say at the current price of where SOFI is at, I believe that it's fairly cheap. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership, we could see institutions have been loading up on shares. No surprises, that is something that we've been used to. And then taking a look at the short interest information, SOFI does have short squeeze potential. We're seeing a lot of stocks pulling back inside of the market. And knowing that SOFI is really well known when it comes to social media and so forth, the moment we have some buying pressure coming into this play, it can make a move to the upside. So that's why you want to keep a very close eye on it if you're thinking about trading it. And also don't forget, they do have earnings that is right around the corner as well. But as long as we have this weakness inside of the markets, it will continue to set up a pretty good deal for anyone that's looking at getting in this play for the long term. Because I do see SOFI has some upside for this year and as well as moving forward. So that's why if you are going to be taking a position, I always emphasize, have a strategy. Are you going to be an investor or are you going to be a trader? The best way to figure this out, if you buy the stock right now at the current price and it falls $1 by next week, so it's trading in the $5 range, are you going to be mad or are you going to be happy? If the answer is mad, then you have no reason why you should be investing in this stock whatsoever. And if you are going to be trading it, then maybe you might be looking at a short position or whether you want to go long. Again, that is up to you. So I hope you enjoyed this video and I can't wait to see how the stock performs going into tomorrow. We'll talk soon.